Hello, good evening, and welcome everyone. Welcome to this Regal live session. Today is a very interesting day, important day for me, and of course for you all. Today, Regal completes 12 years of its journey of helping people to develop and grow. Right? So let's all clap for that. And second important reason for me being here today is that I am interacting with my mentor, Rekha, uh, who will share her journey with us as we go along. So today the title of this session is PCC and Beyond. So Rekha, welcome to this session. And before I hand it over to you with my questions, I'd like to share a little brief about you. Rekha is a multifaceted personality. She was a hardcore techie to begin her career. Then she moved into academics. She has been in HR. She has eventually moved into the space of coaching. And perhaps that's where she found what she really resonates with. She has developed hundreds of leaders in this journey. She has clocked n number of hours as a coach, and she continues to learn. That's something very important about Rekha. So we'll talk more about her learning and her journey as we go forward. So Rekha, welcome to this session. The title of this session, as I said, is PCC Journey and Beyond. So I would like to relate it to your journey. How did you move into the space of coaching?
Okay, so thank you very much, Vikram. That was such a beautiful introduction. I couldn't have done it better if I had introduced myself. And hello, everybody. And I'm also very happy to be here on this special day, like you said, Vikram. 12 years, 12, 12, 12. What a lovely number,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, 12 years of Regal, and on this day, on the anniversary day, I'm getting to share something which is so close to my heart. So I'm privileged. So you asked me how did I get into this journey, right? Like you said, I have been a techie and I have been an academician and I have been in HR. And so for me, Vikram, it has been, I have never done any of this in a very calculated or, planned manner, or I have not had a long-term vision and things like that. Uh, Not necessarily the best way to live one's life, perhaps.
Right, right,
I'm not
right.
advocating that, but that's how it's worked for me. So I moved, the way I describe it is I moved from frontline warrior when I was doing technology to a step behind when I was supporting people, to a step behind when I was teaching people how to do it, to a step behind now in coaching where I'm actually enabling, partnering with people. And so that's how it has been. I didn't get into this with any particular design. But like you very correctly said, I think I have found my zone now, so to say, because I feel that on this path, I'm going to be able to integrate everything that I have accumulated throughout my life in terms of my knowledge, skills, experience, wisdom, life experiences, and so on. And this is a beautiful way of integrating. And I am all for integration. Synthesizing integration is something I'm very passionate about. So that's how I see myself moving on this path now, Vikram. Also, another reason I think this suits me very nicely my personality very nicely is that I prefer for people to find their own solutions.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
somehow am not that much of a person who gives advice, who gives guidance, who gives suggestions, consults. That's not my forte, really. That's not really my interest area. I love it when people find things for themselves, they find their solutions by themselves. And it makes me feel that, there is a kind of a interdependence, but there is no attachment,
Right, right,
right? Yeah.
right.
So that is how it has been for me this far.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, finding own solutions. So, that's perhaps what empowers people more than when we give advice or suggestions or solutions to them. So, how did you decide to move from? You must have done initially the ACC level of credentials, but then you decided to move to PCC and MCC. What made you do that?
So really, I didn't do ACC, Vikram. I haven't done my
Okay.
ACC.
Okay.
I went into the PCC journey directly.
Directly. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have no idea why I did that. It's just that my mentors suggested that I do PCC, and I jumped into the PCC journey.
Okay. Okay.
So I have no experience of how it would be for me to be a learner in the ACC journey.
Uh-huh.
So I went into the PCC journey because for me that was about um, getting myself anchored into some kind of a framework, some kind of a structure, a methodical, systematic way of doing things. And that must have been attractive for me coming from my technology background. And, you know, I think I just am used to thinking in a very algorithmic, systematic way. I'm a very systems processes person. So it appealed to me, this way of studying and this way of getting into the professional zone of coaching. I know that there were coaches who were not credentialed. I know that there are people who are coaching without credentialing, but I don't think that would have worked for me personally.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So that is how I moved into the PCC. Now, why from PCC to MCC? A little bit of that has got to do with the cultural background. Like you do graduation, then you do post
Ah,
graduation,
right.
then you do a PhD, somewhat.
Right.
So, what is the highest credential that ICF can offer? Let me go get
Right.
that.
Right.
But another important reason for me to get into the MCC journey was I think somewhere I felt that I wanted to master the framework, master the competencies to use for myself. Primarily, it was for myself, and it was not really that, I'll do this so that I can use it for my clients. It's always been more about me throughout the journey than about my clients. And so I thought that, I'm worth it. It was an expensive decision, but I said, you're worth it, Rekha, for your own learning. Like you said, I love to learn. So I jumped into the MCC journey and completed that.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, and then that's how. And then beyond that, what, right?
Right.
So then beyond that, I went into team coaching. So I got a team coaching accreditation through EMCC. Then I went into coach supervision, and then I became an accredited coach supervisor. And
Right.
now I'm waiting for what next.
All right.
Yeah.
So I started my journey of learning to be a coach, a better coach with Regal, with ACC. I completed 100 hours and did the assignments for that. And then when you were talking about going for PCC, I was able to make up my mind almost instantly. So, what would be your recommendation to people who are completing their ACC journey? Why should they go for PCC? What lies in PCC learning and what lies beyond that?
Good question, right? Always look at the why of things. So
Right,
important. Yeah. So as I see it, Vikram, credentialing is important, right? Because it sets a certain standard, it sets a certain code of ethics, boundaries, structure, format, processes. That is important. You accomplish that when you do your ACC to
hmm
a certain extent. Now, if you're going to take that ACC and if you're going to be in employment and you're not going to be practicing as a coach, you may not feel that there is any need to do a PCC.
right,
Maybe, maybe, but I'm not saying necessarily that is so, but maybe. But if you are going to be intentional in practicing as a coach, as a professional coach, and you are going to be charging your clients professional fees, then
right,
you definitely should be getting into the professional coaching journey, isn't it? Because
right,
you cannot be not calling yourself a professional coach but charging professional fees to your clients.
right,
That doesn't work. So if that is going to be your direction, then definitely you need to do a PCC for sure. Now, even if you're not going to be practicing as a coach, I would say, like the way I did my MCC, PCC is a journey. It's a very transformative journey, unlike ACC. First of all, it's a long journey. It's 500 hours of coaching,
right,
right?
right, right,
And now after doing 100 hours, it doesn't
right,
happen overnight. It takes a lot of time.
right,
And
right,
It's a time of working on yourself. It is a time of your own growth, your own learning, your development, your transformation. So even if you're not going to be practicing as a professional coach, I would say it is a worthwhile journey to take on for self development and for self growth and transformation. Yeah. Now, if you're going to be practicing as a coach, then there are multiple ways that people do that. You could get into an organization as an internal coach, and you could be
Right.
practicing as an internal coach, or you could be joining some coaching organization and offering your services through that organization, or you could be setting yourself up as a solopreneur or freelancer or entrepreneur, or you could be setting up a full-fledged business where you are partnering with other coaches, and you have a team of people to support you to grow your business and so on. Now, for any of these paths, it is important for you to have a professional approach to
Right.
the whole path, right? And that is the path which will be shown to you when you're in the professional coaching journey.
Right. So I can so very well relate to that, the word that you use, the transformative part of it,
Yeah.
because I am traveling that journey and I'm seeing it happening to me. So I can very well relate to that. Now, here comes a question that we are talking about PCC journey and beyond.
Yeah.
Now, transformation is one thing that is happening, but can you elaborate on the word beyond a little more?
Yeah. So beyond means beyond credentialing.
Right,
Hmm?
right.
Just to give you an analogy,
Uh-huh.
most of our Bollywood movies, right? All the romantic rom-com or romantic movies end with, and they got married and they lived happily ever after.
Happily ever after, yeah.
So nobody talks about the journey beyond. So what happened
Right,
after that, right?
right.
So credentialing journey is like that. So you get
Uh-huh.
trained, you practice, you're mentored, you're supported, you find your clients, you find your peer coaches, you do your 500 hours. Then you apply for your credential, you write the exam, and you get a credential. And then now you can put a stamp of professional certified coach against your name. Then what will you do? What will you do with that? Right? Now, here is where I was talking about the multiple paths.
Right,
So now you want to, let us say you are going to say you want to practice as a coach now. So now you need to look at, so how do I package my services? What do I call myself? What, how do I define a niche for myself? Right? Who are my
uh-huh.
potential clients? What problems am I interested in solving, hmm, or helping my
Right,
clients solve?
right,
What is the kind of money that I would like to charge? What else I want to do beyond just coaching clients? How am I going to work on myself on an ongoing basis? What more am I going to learn?
right,
How more am I going to develop and
right,
grow? Right? So these are the kind of things that you will focus on. And really speaking, you wouldn't start that after the credentialing. You would really start off somewhere in the middle,
right,
right?
right.
Where you choose
So
your
as
paths.
as I as I understood from what you have said, there are multiple options which are available, and you can choose any path to travel, or you can actually choose multiple paths to travel on. So that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
The next question that comes to my mind here is, in our conversation of PCC journey, you talk about transactional analysis. You have done deeper learning in transactional analysis. So tell us a little more about how TA supports a coach, and how TA can be utilized as one of the tools of coaching.
Okay. So so here is what TA itself is a vast area of study. It's a vast body of
Right,
knowledge, right? And an area of study and practice. and it's a dedicated area of study and practice. Now, when I say using TA as a tool, what I mean by that is use some of the concepts of TA and embed them in your coaching conversation for you to evoke awareness, because
Mm-hmm.
evoking awareness is kind of the crux of a coaching journey, isn't
Right.
it? The client getting a new
Right.
insight
Right.
and anchoring that through actions, etc. So, what are the ways by which you will evoke awareness? One way is by using some of the concepts
Uh-huh.
of TA. There could be so many
Mm-hmm.
other ways you could do that, right? So, I use it because I have studied TA for a number of years, and I have used TA on myself very extensively. And I love some of the concepts, and I find them very, very close to life and very relatable. And so I use them. But
Mm-hmm.
you can choose to use whatever is. So here is what I keep saying: each one of us already has a lot of resources at our disposal. You know, you will have things in your kitty which are a result of or an outcome of your experience, right? And your growth and your learning and your knowledge, your skills. That's what you have in your kitty. I'll have something different in my kitty. So you use what you have, I will use what I have, and that is what will make our contributions unique to clients. Otherwise, why not an AI bot?
Right. 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 So how do we differentiate ourselves? That becomes important.
Yeah.
Another important thought that comes to my mind to ask you is because of your deeper interest in that area, which is supervision. So, how does supervision help in PCC journey itself? And how does supervision help in becoming a better coach?
Beautiful question. The problem is now you will set me off and I might lose track of time because this is
I'll keep track of
supervision.
time. I'll keep track of time.
Supervision is
Yeah.
close to my heart, coaching is close to my heart. Okay.
Yeah.
So, supervision focuses on three areas of development, Vikram, for a coach. Yeah. The purpose of supervision is to improve a coach's coaching practice for the benefit of the coach, for the benefit of the coach's clients, and for the benefit of the client's ecosystem. So it's a very systemic
Uh-huh.
approach,
Okay.
and it impacts all elements in the systems, in the interacting systems. Yeah. So it works in three functions, basic functions. One is normative. So if, let us say, as a coach, you are confronting some ethical dilemma, or you have a question in your mind and you're not sure whether it might give rise to some ethical issues. And you know that code of ethics is very sacrosanct, right? So that sets
Right.
the boundary for how we show up as a coach. So going taking something to supervision helps to clarify and helps to resolve ethical dilemmas or helps to resolve potential ethical pitfalls. That is one. Second is for your own formative, which means what are you practicing as a coach, what techniques are you using as a coach, what else are you doing as a coach, so how are you developing as a coach. And the last bit, which for me it's very important, which is the restorative function.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? See, when a client comes to us for coaching, however transactional the objective might sound like or the goal might sound like, basically it's a journey within, isn't it? And when it is a journey within, the client is going to be facing or getting exposed to their own thoughts, their own feelings, their own emotions. And all that might show up in the session. And when it shows up in the
Mm-hmm.
session, whether we like it or not, we do imbibe some of it because we are not Chinese walls, right? So, where do we
Right.
go to restore ourselves? Where do we go to restore our own equanimity? Where do I go? Let us say
Right.
I'm in a session and I get extremely bored with whatever my client is saying, and then I feel guilty about feeling bored, or I'm getting angry. Something the client is saying is triggering me, is making me angry, and I'm not feeling good about feeling angry.
So where do I go to?
So
Yeah.
all of this we take to supervision.
All right. All right.
And
Interesting.
you make use of supervision during PCC journey, it helps you become a better coach because you learn how to self supervise over a period of time also.
So I take the last words that you have said, how to self supervise in your journey of being a coach. So thank you, Rekha, so much. We are done with our timeline that we have for the session. And I'm sure the insights that you have shared from your own journey, it's not coming from academics only, it's from your own experiences. And those who are listening to us would have found value in that. And perhaps it will help them in taking a decision to continue on the path of being a better coach through PCC and beyond. Any
Thank
last thought that you would like to share? One sentence.
Yeah, one sentence. Always listen to your intuition. Don't overthink.
Right. Thank you so much. And perhaps that's what I listened to when I had to decide about being on the journey of PCC. Thank you so much.
I'm
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.